Greetings, Shining Bulls and Shining Bears, and welcome to the 73rd episode of the Crypto Astrology Podcast, covering the week from Sunday, June 15th until Saturday, June 21st, 2025, inclusive. Please note that financial astrology, similar to technical analysis, is not 100%. I, Maya Raghavan, am not an influencer. I am not a financial advisor. Rather, I am a financial astrologer, using the planetary positions as data inputs in my analysis of the probable nature of price movements. I do not make your decisions for you. Your decisions are up to you. Shining Bull content is here to stimulate your own thought process as you make your own decisions relating to your own finances for yourself and by yourself. We're going to take a look at what this week holds for Bitcoin and Ether price. But please remember to get on the completely free and priceless Shining Bull Telegram channel for my ongoing crypto industry and financial predictions. The Shining Bull Telegram channel is like a delicious sweet with your cup of tea or coffee. You can find the link to join my channel in the description section below. Now, here are the major movements in the sky that will be affecting price this week. Firstly, Sun will enter Gemini on Sunday, June 15th at 0054 UTC or 12:54 a.m. UTC, in other words, so very shortly after midnight. This is interesting because it means that Sun is traveling into a new sign at the same time that Mars is in a very tight Kendra to Uranus. This Kendra between Mars and Uranus is the reason that we have had some shocking events related to disruptive technologies such as aviation and military weapons. And Sunday can be a tricky day too because this Kendra is still in effect and now Sun is entering into a new sign. And since Mars and Uranus are at the beginning of Leo and Taurus respectively, it means that people who represent Sun on Earth, including and it's especially political leaders and CEOs, are more likely to take aggressive actions based on what they feel they don't know related to disruptive technologies, as Mars is going to be third from Sun and Uranus will be 12th. This is possible even through to the beginning of next week. And in terms of the stock market, obviously it's especially important to watch defense and airline industry related stocks. But also on Sunday, aside from Sun entering Gemini, Jupiter will pass the exact degree of Kendra to Shani Dev in the sky. This happens at 16:08 UTC or 4:08 p.m. UTC, in other words. This is like a liberation from certain limits. And although, please note, I'm not a financial advisor, as an astrologer, I see that it is a good time to be scaling into long positions. I personally will enter long positions on Monday itself around US market open. I'm not a financial advisor, but as an astrologer, due to Moon's trine on Monday to Dev Guru, I see that the up move I'm waiting for is likely to initiate at that moment. Furthermore, starting as early as this Thursday, the 19th of June, there is a surreal enabling of the impossible, and it's likely that we start a new and important uptrend, and it may almost feel like we have entered into a totally new and unexpected paradigm. In fact, it looks like many leaders will be suddenly jumping on the Bitcoin train, or many more leaders, I should say, specifically because they feel that there is a momentum of other countries or companies doing the same. So basically, to put it another way, I see that this weekend, i.e. Saturday the 14th, while I'm recording this, and Sunday the 15th are risky days. But a rebound up can start as early as Monday the 16th, especially for Bitcoin. And Thursday the 19th is another day that can show a strong up move initiating. Ether will likely follow suit, but on Saturday, as in Saturday the 21st, I see a downward correction start for Ether. Please note that the books Shining Bull 2025, covering various assets, Shining Bull Bitcoin May 2025 until May 2026, and Shining Bull Nifty 50 Bank Nifty with predictions through to the end of April of 2026 are all available at shop.shiningbull.com. Experienced meme coin traders can also check out Meme Coins with Astrology. That's quite a valuable book. And I also have some special portfolio reports available to any of you who are interested in developing a galactal relationship to your assets. Please read the disclaimer in the details section of this video below. So that was our weekly forecast for the week ahead in Bitcoin and Ether price. Do remember to get on the Telegram channel so you can get my ongoing predictions in a fun and chill manner. And consider bookmarking shiningbull.com on your desktop or on your phone, keeping that tab open for the full experience. So I just actually speaking, so I mentioned these disruptive events, and I personally have and still feel very affected by the news of the terrible plane crash that we all, I'm sure, have heard about. And I was just like, looking at the chart of that moment that plane crash happened, perhaps for answers to myself, because I somehow feel emotionally affected by this still. And I was reading in the news. Also, one thing that really affects me is that there's one man, only one man, who, I'm sure you've all read this many times already, but there was only one single man who apparently, not only is he the only survivor, but it's just quite amazing to me because he was sitting at the emergency exit and he said that that part of the plane landed, or like it almost kind of like it ended up on the ground floor of that medical college, I guess. And then he just literally just walked out of he saw the opening in the emergency exit and he just got out of there. And then, but also it seems like he's okay, like he has some injuries, but it sounds like he's very much fine from what I've been reading. And I noticed in the press keeps mentioning that he was sitting in a seat 11A. And so it seems like many journalists writing about that kind of fixed on that, or they kind of kept mentioning like it's a collective, that 11A seemed like a collective thing that all the journalists were mentioning, right? So what's amazing to me about all of this is that when it happened, so Venus was in the 11th sign from Mercury in Ashwini Nakshatra, starts with an A. Venus was 11th from Mercury. The plane took off when the Lagna was in a Kendra to Mercury. And yeah, it's very sad. And so it's just amazing to me because it's like a signature, it's like a Venus's signature that this man, the one person who was saved, was in 11A, and Venus was also actually 8th from that Lagna at that moment. Like Mercury was, Budh was 10th and Venus was 8th. And so anyway, that only person that emerged and totally almost like very much fine, it seems like, with this one man in the seat 11A. So, and of course Venus, anyway, it's just like really remarkable to me. And then Moon was opposing, what I find very sad, and maybe this is why many people are quite emotionally affected by it, but is that Moon was opposite where Mercury, and he was opposite Mercury, but he wasn't really degree-wise opposite. He had, but he was degree-wise, he was still in Kendra to Shani and still opposite Dev Guru. And Guru hasn't passed Shani's degree of Kendra yet, as I record this. So it's just such a sad thing to me. Also, that it just seems so sad to me. Yeah, it looks like Saturn's signature to me, very much so. Anyway, yeah, so but it's just amazing how the astrology played out in this horrifying, terrible, devastating thing. So anyway, I will see you next week, and yes, hope you are all doing well, and see you next week. Thank you. Bye.